unconditional love. And it's underlying, and it is the fabric beneath everything. It's the primordial spaciousness of all. It emanates from the heart. And this is the divine feminine, that connection with that spirit of love. And the quality of that spirit of love and the flavor of that spirit of love is nurturing and completely trusting in the perfection of nature. That's huge. So much divine feminine wisdom can be found in nature, in cycles, patterns, the elements, the earth, the animals, the ecosystems. Just look at the underlying fabric behind the perfect creation of all that is. The cycles of death and rebirth are the divine feminine. In order to bring in new, fresh life, the old must die. The divine feminine understands the death process very well. The deaths we must go through in our own inner worlds. The deaths that we must learn to deal with on the outside world, and how every death is really a new beginning. And there's such a level of trust in the perfection of all things, of timing, of the way that a flower goes from a tiny little seed in the ground all the way to a beautiful flower. Understanding that process of planting the seeds, watering the seeds, giving it sunshine, all the things, just all of that essence, that is the divine feminine. And the divine feminine also shows us that the flower doesn't bloom all year. The flower only blooms in its season. We are nature. We are the same. We can't expect ourselves to always be in bloom mode. We can't expect ourselves the perfection that a lot of masculine dominated women are kind of stuck in. Like, that's so the opposite of the divine feminine. The divine feminine understands that there is perfection in imperfection, and that nothing is perfect. And in that, it is perfect because it's not perfect. It's perfectly imperfect. Just as a flower doesn't bloom all year long, neither do we. And so understanding that on a real deep level, and understanding that we are in seasons of our lives. Just because you're in a season of being underground, of building roots, of no visibility, doesn't mean that the flower's not coming. It means that you're in a season of planting roots right now. And it's a beautiful thing. And there's such an ease that happens within your body and your mind as well, whenever you know that you can rest and trust the process, instead of judging yourself because your life doesn't look a certain way or your life doesn't look like someone else's. You don't judge at all. You understand the perfection of everything that is in its time. The divine feminine understands that for all things there is a time and a season. And the less that we want to try to control and change all these seasons, the more peace and trust we are filled with in just allowing the process. That's really big for the feminine, is just to allow. Connecting to that underlying love and that underlying trust in the natural process of everything, like tuning into that, will free up so much energy within you. just by surrendering to the process of whatever process you're in, just by surrendering. There's really so much to this, but at the basis of the core of the divine feminine, what I learned in my spiritual teachings with spiritual teachers, I spent a year under a fully embodied divine feminine teacher. This is the essence of that energy, is the God, love, trusting energy of birth, of creation that underlies everything. And women, as a woman, it is your birthright to be a vessel and to be a temple of this divinity in the flesh, now, here. Our bodies are here to literally create life. This body, this flesh and skin, it is connected to, directly connected to that God, divine feminine frequency. My body is. It is here to birth. It is your divine birthright to create heaven from inside you and birth it out into the physical world. That's your divine birthright. That's your purpose. That is your purpose. As a divine feminine, as a woman fully embodied, aware of her divinity. That's the divine feminine. I could talk about all the things that it's not, but I want to really talk about what it is. It is trusting. The biggest thing, it's the trust. Okay? It is the trust that you don't have to do anything, because Mother God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is way much more powerful than just you. You're just one little peg in the wheel, and she'll take care of it all. You'll know specifically when you are called to act on something. You'll feel so much desire and inspiration, and you'll be so filled with spirit that you'll know. But the rest, trust and surrender the process to the divine feminine and allow her to teach you how to surrender and how to trust in her. And look to nature to strengthen this connection. Look to the elements. It's the water is the subconscious. It's the feeling. Look at the air. It's the ideas. It's the communication. The clouds. That's all of us talking. Ideas. The earth. That's the ground. That's our physical body. That's our meat suit. Spirit. Ether. Just look at all the elements and look at look in feng shui, look at the constructive and the destructive cycle. Look at how the elements affect each other. Just ponder on these things of nature. Just ponder on the perfection of nature and the birth and death cycles. And it will awaken so much wisdom within you and so much trust. So much trust, really, in the whole process. It's a beautiful thing, and it's always for the evolution of humanity, and it's always for the evolution of the heart and the soul. We are here to expand and grow. So whatever we are growing for, whatever's being torn down right now, whatever's being destroyed right now, you can know that's because the divine feminine is birthing something more beautiful, more in alignment with who we truly are as a collective. It's a beautiful fucking thing.